Did somebody order Italian? Here, have a serving from every entree in the menu. Bon appetit! It's no secret that Super Mario has worked his way into almost every video game genre in existence, sometimes even creating his own. RPGs, strategy games, puzzle games, sports games, racing games, Olympic games! The more you look into the Portly Plumber's massive lineup of titles, the more staggering it is to realize just how much Mario has done for gaming. And since it is the 35th anniversary of Nintendo's crown jewel mascot, we thought it'd be fun to take a look back at some of the weirdest, wildest games that Mario has ever starred in. Hello world, my name is Danominator, and welcome back to Review Crew, a series of monthly collaborations by a group of YouTube creators on the rise. Today we'll be tackling Super Mario Spinoffs, which means any game outside of the Super Mario Bros. And Super Mario 64 lineup of titles. There's a lot of reviews to look at, so, as they say in the Mushroom Country, let's-a go! Don't worry about that, it does that sometimes. Usually I don't get pulled in. I'm not sure I liked it. Hey, I didn't even get to do my entry!
Dr. Mario is a 1990 puzzle game released by Nintendo for the NES and Game Boy. The game began development in 1989 under the codename Virus before being renamed as Dr. Mario to fit a Mario theme. Dr. Mario's story is that Mario, who somehow gained a PhD from jumping on Goombas, has to knock out a virus before it fills up the pill bottle. At least I think it's a pill bottle. The gameplay of Dr. Mario is just as simple as the story. Just knock out the viruses by making lines of 4 or more with the specific colors of the viruses. Dr. Mario's graphics are simple but effective, with Mario throwing pills onto the animated viruses in the upper right, a magnifying glass featuring viruses in the lower left, the scores in the upper left, and on the lower right, your level, speed, and virus settings. Also, the music in Dr. Mario is some of the best in any Nintendo game on the Famicom. Chill and Fever are the two main tracks in the game. Fever is the classic, but Chill is underrated, but it's not as good as Fever, that is for sure. Dr. Mario is influenced by Tetris, but in my opinion is almost equally as good as Tetris, considering how addictive it is. Overall, Dr. Mario is an all-time classic on the NES and is a must-have for the system if you're into puzzle games.
I actually kinda liked Hotel Mario. And as much as I love to mock the cutscenes, I thought the game itself played pretty decent. The whole door mechanic works a lot like elevator action, mainly with the fact that there's power-ups and items, and they usually pop out whenever the doors open, whether it be you opening a door or an enemy coming out of a door. So it's actually kind of beneficial to open up doors so you can get through these stages a little bit more easily. Did I mention that this game can be kind of tough at points? The first two worlds aren't too bad, though once you get to the third world, it starts to get tricky. Luckily, the game controls quite well as it's very responsive. At no point were the controls a nuisance to the game itself. And even though I died quite a bit, that was mainly a combination of impatience and a lack of skill on my end. The infinite continues and saving after each level is a nice addition. Aside from the gameplay, there's a few other things I want to mention. I can't get enough of how unique all the hotels feel. whether it be the interior design of the hotels themselves or the title cards for them. I felt the title cards in particular did a great job of displaying each Koopaling's personality while also making me feel like I was playing a cartoon. I also felt the music was actually quite good. I absolutely love how all the hotels get their own sets of tracks, including an exit track. I feel it really adds charm and personality to the game, which is surprising considering how much people hated the game when it was released. And it doesn't hurt, the game actually runs pretty well. Memes aside, I definitely recommend checking it out if you have a working Philips CDI or an emulator. Oh, by the way, if you put B_space as your name in the high score section, you can actually unlock all the levels. That was just pretty rad.
When I was about 7 or 8, I was fascinated by my aunt's old Macintosh. I've always been into computers, and there was something so cool about an out-of-date computer from many years ago. That machine probably contributed to my current fascination with old tech stuff. I messed around with After Dark, Shufflepuck Cafe, and even some random font collection disc. One day, while I was being babysat, I was introduced to the magic of eBay, and got to buy an old Mac game. I chose Mario's Game Gallery in the box. I could have chosen a much better or more fun game, but hey, not complaining now. I trusted Mario to deliver a fun experience, and at the time, he did. Later, I found out this game is considered not great, and is one of the bad Mario games. I remember having a lot of fun with this game, but it's been a while, so why don't we revisit this classic Mac game?
Mac Play, along with Presage, proudly present Mario's Game Gallery.
Mario's Game Gallery was released in 1995 for MS-DOS and Macintosh and was published by Interplay. This game also saw a re-release a year later under the new title of Mario's Fundamentals. You might also know this game as the first to feature Charles Martinet as the voice of Mario. This is incorrect. His Mario voice actually debuted in the Super Mario Bros. Pinball machine by Gottlieb, a full 3 years before this title. So without further ado, let's boot up this game. Starting off, we get to choose one of 5 different games. Checkers, Go Fish, Backgammon, Dominoes, and Yacht, which you can probably just assume is Yahtzee. Alright, first up is Checkers. You can play as a Yoshi or a Koopa Troopa. This game is most infamous for Mario's voice lines, and they sure are something. They're incredibly cheesy, but are so bad that they're funny, so it all balances out. So back to Checkers. I guess it's passable. Mario is a pretty fair opponent as far as difficulty goes. I beat him a couple times, but I've also lost a couple times. The highlight of Checkers are the animations of the pieces. The way the Yoshis and Koopa Troopas walk around and jump other pieces is just entertaining to watch. If you like Checkers, this is a fine way to play it. Obviously not the best, but not inherently bad. Ooh boy, Go Fish. Definitely the most infamous game of the set due to just Mario alone. Just listen to these stellar voices.
I'd like to have your little toadies.
Mario, go fish!
I'ma go fishing.
All jokes aside, this version of Go Fish would be just as passable as Checkers if it weren't for how Mario plays. You can play a really close game with Mario, and once you get down to your last couple cards, he will literally cheat. Sadly, this was my introduction to Go Fish. Mario taught me how to play Go Fish, and unfortunately never showed me how to use black magic to draw every other card in the player's hand. Oh well, I would say skip this one, but if you want to play it for ironic purposes, that's totally fine. There is something about Mario's terrible lines in this game that makes it so endearing. Next up is Dominoes. I didn't play this one, because like every kid, the only dominoes I knew how to play were lining them up and knocking them over. So right now is my first time playing real dominoes in this collection. Honestly, it's not that bad. Admittedly, I'm not great at dominoes, but I found myself winning against Mario more than I might have predicted. In this mode, Mario can make some really terrible jokes, but I still kind of find them charming as they fit his character in this game. Really, there isn't much to be said about this one. It's fun, but that's because dominoes is fun, and it doesn't really add that much. Okay, Backgammon. Another one that my walnut-sized brain couldn't comprehend, But honestly, could you blame me? Backgammon is just one of those games that everybody knows, but no one knows how to play. It seems that the rules can vary between people, and a lot agree it's not the simplest game in the world. Heck, even now I don't really know what I'm doing. So I guess that would be a good excuse to bring up the help section. Each game has a short explanation on it with some pictures alongside. That didn't really explain anything I didn't know already. I guess I'll have to check out the enclosed instruction book. Just look at this art. Okay, there. Backgammon.
Hey, what's it taking so long?
What?
Mamma mia.
Fine, I guess I don't get to read this. Yeah, this sure is backgammon. Probably the most bare bones game in the pack. The animations are repetitive, and the things Mario says aren't really that interesting. Last game, Yacht. Have you ever played Yahtzee? Well, you've played Yacht. Mario says some funny things, and the animations are neat. Are you noticing a pattern? Mario's game gallery isn't bad, but it isn't great. It's just a basic board game collection with some Super Mario flair and the wonderful voice of Charles Martinet. If you want to play these games on your old computer or in an emulator, go for it, but I'm sure there are much better options. Though, I still love this game, and I think it did its job for me as a kid. It taught me Go Fish and Yahtzee, and I'm sure it helped me get better at checkers. And for an educational game, I guess it succeeded. Charles Martinet is fantastic in this game, and the little animations are neat to watch. Would I recommend this game? I guess the only value it would have to a new player would be playing Go Fish. Not for the actual game, of course, but to laugh with cheating Mario and his funny lines. This game worked for me, but it probably won't work for you. And that's all I can really say. It's nothing more than an interesting piece in Mario history.
I'm sure we all have that one game, a comfort game. If you've been having a bad day or just want to feel any kind of positive emotion, that game will always be there for you. I have a lot of games I play when I'm not having a good day, but out of all of them, my favorite has to be Yoshi's Island. After the release of Super Mario World, the character Yoshi became very popular. The character starred in some puzzle spin-off games before Miyamoto insisted he get his own game, his own platformer, released in 1995 for the Super Nintendo. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. My bias towards Yoshi's Island is definitely going to show in this review. This is not only one of my favorite 2D platformers of all time, this is probably one of my favorite games of all time. And it has immense sentimental value to me, so I'm probably just gonna gush. The game is a 2D platformer where you play as Yoshi on Yoshi's Island. Your main goal is to reunite the Mario brothers with each other, because they're babies. Luigi was kidnapped by Namek, you have to go to Baby Bowser's castle, and free Luigi, reuniting the brothers. Yeah, something else that really stands out about this game is the fact that it's a prequel. Mario is a baby in this one, and that's pretty interesting. People often say the Mario games have some of the finest control for a 2D platformer. However, Yoshi's Island was able to take that and improve upon it so much. It's always really difficult to explain how control feels through video. The easiest way to know how a game feels is to experience it for yourself. So really, just take my word for it. Yoshi's Island feels like Super Mario World, but better. Yoshi's also a little more versatile than Mario was. He's got egg throwing, a tongue attack, and a flutter jump, which all help tremendously with navigating through these amazing levels. The creativity and the openness is similar to Mario World, but the design of the levels just feels so much better. They're way more fun to go through and replay. And visually, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's cute, it's charming, and I absolutely love it. To this day even, it has one of the most appealing art styles I've ever seen in a game. They were achieved by drawing them by hand, digitally scanning them, and then approximating them pixel by pixel. That's insane. The game's crayon drawing aesthetic is so pleasing to your eyes, everything just looks so nice and cozy. It's the kind of game you want to play when you're in the dark, wrapped up in a nice warm blanket. And if you thought the aesthetic of children's drawings was warm and comfortable, just wait until you hear this soundtrack. The tracks in Yoshi's Island are all very familiar. They definitely sound like music you'd hear in the Mario series, but there's something about the quality of the music that just stands out so much more than anything from the Mario games. The Yoshi soundtrack has such a vibe to it that's similar to Mario, but at the same time something completely different. Like the entire game, it's cute, cozy, and makes you feel very good. Yoshi's Island received a universal praise when it was released, and to this day is still many people's favorite game. It sold over 4 million copies. It was such a success that Nintendo went on making Yoshi games, and now the Yoshi series, much like Donkey Kong, is a completely separate series from Mario. It's nice to see that Yoshi is one of the big players over at Nintendo now, when he initially just started off as a little companion for Mario. Yoshi's Island, being one of the most popular games on the console, isn't very hard to find. It had a Game Boy Advance port, and the original Super Nintendo version is available on the SNES Online app on the Nintendo Switch. If you haven't played it yet, seriously, I highly recommend dropping everything you're doing after this video and play it. It is one of the most finely crafted games ever made. They've tried to follow it up many times, in fact, but they've always failed to capture the spirit, the heart, the feel of the original. To this day, it's still a game that I play quite often, because no matter what's going on in my life, no matter what I'm going through, Yoshi's Island is always there for me.
I'm definitely kind of cheating with this video, mainly because I picked a Mario Kart game and, well, everyone knows and loves Mario Kart, except Mario Kart Tour, but we don't talk about that. I love Mario Kart. I've had some fantastic times playing Wii 7 and 8 when I was younger, and ultimately sunning everybody on the track. In my friend group, I'm kind of known as like the Lewis Hamilton of the group, mainly because I also drive those cute little Benzes every time. So I decided to pick up Double Dash for the GameCube, which I was actually surprised to hear is people's favorite. I've played it before, but not as much as the aforementioned 3. By the time I got my hands on it, I had already gotten used to the tilt controls, the more complex tracks, etc. from newer titles, and I mean by now, years later, that was like back in freshman year, I had gotten used to all that, plus playing with more than one person with an actual Nintendo controller. Playing this game after playing some of the newer titles, I expected it to kind of be janky and unplayable, but, well, I mean, it kinda is a bit janky, but at the same time, it's kinda aged like really nicely. Like, of course, there are things that feel weird to play without. Again, the aforementioned tilt controls come to mind. The short character roster, kart selection, and track list are also interesting to come across, as well as just shorter tracks in general. And I expected that. I mean, it's a 17-year-old game on a nearly 20-year-old console. I'm not expecting the roster from the newer games in the older one. That would be ridiculous. With that said though, the devs did the most with what they had at that time. Double Dash, even to this day, is still super fun. The controls still feel fun and responsive, and the idea of having 2 races at once is such a fun idea that I took way too long to discover. Odd thing to note, but the sound design is oddly fun and detailed. Like, I don't know why, but the sound that happens when you drift over the small gates of the yacht walkway is like comfort food to me. It's just such a nice little detail. I love it. Of course, the music is a slapper, even if they reuse it surprisingly often across the other tracks. Like, to be honest, a lot about this game is just comforting up until the moment you have to watch one of the characters you picked dangle off the back of the cart for their dear lives. Be it because of the gigantic spiked shell that missed you up, or because of yet another blue shell, are you kidding me? But yeah, don't have much to say about this one. Kinda hard to make something crazy about an inoffensively, like, great game. It's like a marshmallow. You take a bite out of it, and maybe it's not incredible, but it's satisfying enough to make you go back for maybe another one. But hey, I mean, I haven't gotten into the 150cc races yet, so maybe we might get some more mileage out of it. I might actually win a race. At least though, no! usually 150cc races in these games, which is, of course, for those of you that don't know, it's like the hardest sort of mode in Mario Kart. That's like, it's relatively easy for me to get down. But in this game, it's like the 200cc mode, which is like expert mode, I guess, in Mario Kart 8. And that is the kind of racing mode that's just straight up agony and puts you on the same level as the kind of people who use automatic drift. Let me have one thing. Please. I have kids to feed. I'm just kidding. I don't. That would suck. Oh my god. Finally. The blue shell is on my side. Yes. Yes. Come on. First. Yes. We're on to... No, come on. Don't do this. Come on, don't do this. Don't do this to me, please.
Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga was released in 2003 and developed by Alpha Dream. It was the first title in the Mario & Luigi series and was later remade for the 3DS in 2017. The game features levels of interaction rarely seen in RPGs, such as being able to dodge enemy attacks and perform special bros attacks, which feature Mario and Luigi working together to deal a devastating blow on the enemy. This, along with the game's sense of humor, make this one unique RPG. Also, it includes the Little Mario Bros. Remake that Nintendo put in pretty much all their GBA Mario games, so that makes it a bit better. The story begins with new villain Cackletta and her assistant Fawful arriving at Princess Peach's castle to steal her voice and replace it with explosives. Mario and Luigi then arrive at the castle and stop Bowser, who is attempting to kidnap Peach. Bowser then teams up with Mario and Luigi to get her voice back, and they fly away to the Bean Bean Kingdom and begin their journey. In the game, you meet many wacky characters, like the Starshade Brothers, Prince Peasley, and many more. Overall, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga is a great game and I recommend trying it out. However, it's not perfect, and if you want a more refined experience, I would try one of the later games like Bowser's Inside Story or Dream Team. Preferably Dream Team, I really like that one, it's my favorite.
The 6th generation was a weird time for Nintendo. Their consoles were selling considerably worse every generation, and they really weren't sure what to do about it. They wanted to shake off the kiddie reputation they had gotten over the years, going as far as to almost change the logo to a graffiti style. This led them to do a lot of things that they would never have done before and wouldn't do again. This leads to our topic of Mario spin-offs: Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix, Mario vs. Donkey Kong, a sequel to GB Donkey Kong, Mario Strikers, basically any of the 3D renders at the time, and of course this segment's topic, Super Mario Pinball Land, or Super Mario Ball as you may know it. The JP adverts for this game are the origin of a certain rapper Mario gif you may have seen. This is one of the most frustrating experiences I've had with a game in some time. We all know Sonic did pinball once as well. Made enough sense rolling into a ball and whatnot. How they came to the conclusion to make a Mario pinball game will forever be a mystery. But Fuse Games did the thing and we got this. Mario, Peach, and the Toads have gone to a fun fair, and while trying the air cannon, some of Bowser's minions redirect the cannon to fire Peach into Bowser's castle. Mario decides that legs are for losers, enters the Spherizer, and the game begins. Everybody is familiar with pinball to some amount. A ball is flung around the playing field with the only control from the player being 2 flippers at the bottom of every map. But what's more important to explain is what this game does to make this Mario Pinball and not Mario Pinball. It takes on a collectathon style, stars opening doors, bosses giving keys, coins for items that Toads sell, but I do really just want to get to why I hate this game so much: the lack of control. Death isn't much in this game. At most, the game oversends you back to the fairground with everything but coins intact. But the amount of time you can spend on one screen just trying to get to another is unbearable, not even to mention when you finally get there just to fall again. You will eventually beat this game, but it's gonna take forever. The only thing this game makes me feel is Mario's screams of pain.
How many of you watching are DDR fans? I'm guessing not a lot of you, which is a shame. Dance Dance Revolution is awesome. I love that series and also the arcade clones of it that you can easily find. So I guess it's my job to give you all a reason to check out the Dance Dance Revolution series. Well, sure, all of you like Mario. So, what if I told you that your boy Mario is in a Dance Dance Revolution game? Yep, in 2005, Nintendo, Hudson, and Konami blessed us with a Dance Dance Revolution Mario mix. In it, you get to play as Mario dancing to different songs which are mostly remixes from the Mario series, or public domain classical music. In a way, it kind of acts like a celebration of Mario music because of that. So yes, because it's Mario music, that sadly means we don't get to see Mario moving and grooving to some Nightcore. Well, I guess let's give this game a shot. Specifically, I'll be focusing on the story mode, since all the other content isn't really worth focusing on. The game starts off with the music keys, and then you see Waluigi steal them, except 3 of them fly away. Toad then goes to tell either Mario or Luigi about this. I picked Mario because this is Mario Mix, not the Luigi lineup. Then you learn that to do things in this world, you must use the power of dance. Like seriously, Mario dances a ton in this game to essentially bend reality to be convenient for him. You make it to the shop eventually, where you can purchase items, and this is one of the few times I purchased items because they aren't that useful in the game. The game also throws in the minigame. The game does this quite often, but none of these minigames were fun or good. They serve as padding for the game. Once you make your way into the castle, you fight Waluigi in the dance-off to get one of the music keys. Now possessing one of the keys, Mario sets off on a journey to get the other 3 music keys to save the world. This plot has higher stakes than most other Mario games, and I find that hilarious. Next up, you have a water world, where you ruin the hotel owned by Toadette and once again use the power of dance to fix it. Like I said, Mario uses dance to bend reality. Nintendo also misses out on using Hotel Mario music here. After that, you get screwed over in the whirlpool, you land on an island where monkeys throw bananas at you, and you do a lame minigame, a bit of fishing and dancing, and you go underwater with your ship. Highlighting the ship specifically because while Mario is supposed to steer the ship, he just leaves the wheel to boogie. Mario isn't trying to save the world, he just wants to dance. After that, you go into some type of temple and fight a giant blooper in a stage called Blooper Bop, which is a legendary title. After a sick dance-off, you win and get another music key as your reward. The world after this is where the game peaks. We see Mario and 2 Hammer Bros face off in a legendary dancing duel where you come out on top. Then you pursue Wario in an epic chase that involves riding a roller coaster and going in a haunted house. You also have the lamest minigame of all time, where you run away from a chain chomp, but it's way too dull and boring. Catch up to Wario and he says something that will make it so this world is where the game peaks. He explains how using the music key, he'll make a DDR Wario mix, and it'll have interpretive dance. Sign me up for that. That sounds like a legendary video game. Anyway, you beat him in an amazing duel. Screw playing Mario, this is the real duel between the two. Then fly away as Wario swears he'll get that key back. I enjoyed this world a ton because of the variety in music and how it had the weirdest story. And it honestly fits for a quirky game like this. All the other worlds are kind of just basic storylines with some weird concept in them. Well, this world is just pure wackiness, which fits a character like Wario. Our next world is Snow World, where nothing happens except Mario and Toad chill out in this lounge, and the fire comes alive and dances with them, which is mildly concerning. Does this mean dance has the power to give fire a life? You have a lame snowball game where at the end I got cheaply killed. After that, Toad wants you to kill someone to get the music key. Dice doesn't respond, so Toad literally suggests Mario uses his godlike dancing powers to commit murder and get the key. Whatever it takes, I guess. So, you commit murder and get the key, then an avalanche happens, so you get out of there using sliding and dancing. We're in the home stretch now. Bowser steals the keys, and we go after him after a really weird song plays. Most of the songs have been instrumental, so I wasn't expecting a track with vocals. For a chase like this, where we're being shot with bullet bills, I expected something way more epic sounding. But at the same time, I couldn't imagine a more perfect and weird song for this. We steal our keys back, so Bowser gets mad and we fight him in one last dance duel. Bowser starts busting down hardcore, and I am surprised Mario can even compete with this. Just look at how sick Bowser is dancing. Bowser is out here doing flips, so Mario ups his game and finally starts to dance to his full potential to win. After a duel fates between the two, Mario wins, and Bowser admits he was going to use the music keys to fix his tone deafness. Mario uses the music keys to turn Bowser's castle into a field thriving with plants instead of the hell it previously was. Then, everyone dances once again. Credits roll and you can dance during them. Then the game ends. What a wild ride that was. Why didn't I talk about the gameplay that much? Well, it's basic DDR where you hit the arrows at the right time. There's plenty of repetitive voice lines in here. The assets are just basically Mario GameCube assets too, so nothing special there. The extra modes aren't really worth mentioning either. Overall, Dance Dance Revolution Mario Mix was a weird game that I had a great time with. Cheap to buy too. If you don't want to dance, you can play at the controller and have a fun hour with this game.
Mario Kart Wii. There's a lot to say about this game. For some it may just be another entry in the Mario Kart series, but me and many other people see it as the pure embodiment of epicness and awesomeness and nostalgia. Mario Kart Wii being on the Wii was the first Mario Kart game to have online multiplayer, meaning you could play with people in Mongolia. Whoa. I know it doesn't seem like much in the current day of technology and online gaming, but for 2008 this was so cool. Mario Kart Wii has your standard Mario Kart stuff, but you really can't deny that this is the pinnacle of 2000's Mario Kart, and I love it. It made use of Wii Remote Motion Control. Now that's a whole other can of worms, but hey, it came with a steering wheel. The controls are pretty good though. There's lots of satisfying moments like shaking your controller to do a trick when you're in midair. And possibly the best thing about Mario Kart Wii, the music. This game is filled with unforgettable tunes. Tracks like Coconut Mall are classic. Moonview Highway has always been a favorite of mine as well. Awesome shortcuts, great tracks, there's so much to love about this game. Mario Kart Wii was my first video game. However, I won't let this make me biased. Here's a few honorable mentions of this game's flaws. Well, thank you for stopping by. That's it for my Mario Kart Wii ramblings. See ya.
Previously on Review Crew, I guess. You may call me Laynad, as long as I don't stop playing. Oh. Pac-Man and Galaga Dimensions? Pretty okay game in my book, surprisingly. At least we can say it's not Yoshi Topsy. Jeez. Hello world, my name is Danominator. And greetings Earth, my name is Nadominator. And welcome back. It seems that we've crossed dimensions once again. So, do you want to do a video while we're here? Something about Super Mario spin-offs if possible. Sure, yeah. You want to take a commemorative photo while we're here? Oh yeah, sure, why not? Nice. Now, do you want to take a photo with Mario? This is one of your worst segues ever. Yeah, I know, I'm workshopping it. In this day and age where every fancy camera also comes with a smartphone, it's easy to forget how important the 3DS camera is. Sure, everybody likes to make jokes about it nowadays, especially considering the camera quality and even more so the lighting. Oh my goodness, the lighting is terrible. But there are some pretty cool features packed into this thing. If you're able to get good lighting, you can actually have a lot of fun with this thing. 3D photos, and quite a couple of other little features too. I've actually made a couple stop motion films on these. But one of the most interesting ideas to come out of this camera were AR games, a collection of little mini games included with the 3DS in a special software package. Yeah, these are fun. I actually haven't played them in a while, but ever since doing this video, I've thought about playing them a lot more. There's definitely some novelty here. But this wasn't Nintendo's only journey into augmented reality, as they would later release Photos with Mario. Yeah, you probably forgot this thing happened, didn't ya? Well, if it makes you feel any better, I did too. This app has been sitting on my 3DS for years now, and I don't think I've opened it in the last 3. But now seems like a good time as ever to revisit it, so let's take a look.
It's me, Mario!
Alright, so it's Photos. Uh-huh. With Mario. Uh-huh. You tilt the system to move. This joke has run its course. In case you've never heard of it, this is a free application that released for the 3DS in 2014. Released alongside were multiple special edition eShop cards that had the Photos with Mario AR cards included alongside. I did manage to collect 4, but unfortunately I'm missing Luigi and Koopa Troopa. But since I'm a dirty cheapskate, I can actually find a place online to just print these, in a much larger scale no less, and you would be surprised how often that comes in handy for making a better photo. I'm gonna avoid talking about the possible glinchiness of this app because I think pretty much everybody knows you need to be in good lighting to actually make these cards work, so let's skip to the good stuff. This app is a great idea. There are so many different little animations for each character, some interact with each other, and you can use the standard AR card for yet another couple of surprises. This is one of those apps that has so many hidden secrets and ideas in it. It just feels like it was meant to be on the 3DS. It just exudes so much character. I love it. You can grab and release any of the characters that you've brought to life through the AR cards, and you have the ability to change the lighting, add some effects, and change the length of the timer. There's a random timer that will actually play the entirety of the Super Mario Bros. Theme song. Either way, this is adorable. All of the characters you'd lined up will pose once the timer runs out, so you can actually make some pretty unique stuff here, or you can just take a photo whenever you feel like it. I could go more into detail, but honestly, that wouldn't be doing the app a lot of justice. How much you put in is how much you're going to get out. Go get this game for yourself, and you might be surprised at what you find. If you like taking creative pictures, you'll probably like this. Well, Mario, I hope you've enjoyed your 35th anniversary. This is Danominator signing off, and Danominator signing off. See you next video. Well, I'd say that went pretty well. What do you think? Yeah, I could think a couple parts where it could... No, it was pretty good. Yeah, it was a pretty good video. Oh, Well, looks like that's my ride. Yeah, I guess you gotta go. Well, nice hanging out with you. Lena, do you have any idea why we keep jumping dimensions like this? Nope. Okay. No way. He's gonna find out eventually. Hello, old friend. It's been a while, hasn't it? No, wait, I'm not ready! Hey, Dan, can I talk to you about something? Oh. Shoot, where is it? Come on. No. 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 Ah, where is it? Dan!